Hello everyone, this is Seskinator11, and this is my Killing Antidote challenge run, going for no damage, done on extreme difficulty, and not using any shop items or purchasing any shop items. Now you'll see here that I'm making my way out of the bedroom, and we've collected the blue keycard from that door, and we were first introduced with the new enemy type called the Spitter. And I wanted to follow up on my previous video where I couldn't find out the name of the crawler enemies that were, jumping at me from the ceiling, from the floor, from the walls, and ironically enough, they are called crawlers. So that was a good laugh I had when I discovered that one. But yeah, we're heading back down here. You'll see me go up the stairs because now we have to retrace our steps and go past that blue keycard door that was previously locked. Again, it's very Metroidvania. You're retracing your steps back to previous areas. You're going to access new areas, and everything is just going to connect like a central nervous system. So it's a very well done game. Again, not a new game mechanic or organization by any means. And this is where we first get introduced to the mines. And that was a mine that just obliterated that zombie, and I had to make sure that I was a good distance away from it because, again, the range for the mines, as with the grenades, are quite wide. So you have to be very cautious, very careful when navigating. Now here's another spitter in here. That was me dodging out of the way, and we're going for the headshots. And when you go for the headshots, if I was quick enough, I would have gotten the execution animation. And then here I go for all the stomps, and when you know the zombie is dead, if they have a red crystal like that embedded in their head, you'll be able to pick it up. And what's good about those red crystals is that you can sell them at the store and you can get more monies and purchase more weapons, more ammunition, more healing items if you are going for those, on a more casual run. Unlike mine, where healing items are obviously not needed because we're not going to take any damage. The other thing, too, is you're going to see sewing kits around, and what that does is if you take damage from enemies in this game, you will be able to repair your clothing, because your clothing will get ripped. But in this run, of course, Jody's clothing will stay intact, everything will be good, right as rain, and we'll be good to go. But in that cabinet just now, that's the other thing about this run that I am not going to use. That is called a zombie brain smasher, I believe. And if you throw that like a grenade, it will obliterate and just totally abolish any zombie brains in the area, and it'll instantly kill all the enemies around you. It's a very cool, again, get out of jail free card. You get to throw that in the area if you feel overwhelmed by how many zombies come and attack you. And yeah, it is a very nice mechanic. So here, we have to be very careful because in the office to my left, you're going to see two mines on the ground. Now, in previous difficulties, I think on easy when I was playing this, there were very little mines. So you don't have to worry as much. And here we're getting a little bit of a bum rush from the spitters. We've got 3 spitters, trying to attack us. So I'm trying to do some dodge rolling here and getting out of the way of their shots and being very cautious. So be very careful here. Again, go for the headshots because that will stagger them, and then you'll be able to execute them with an execution animation with your knife if you're quick enough. But of course, you don't want to do it when you're being surrounded. That would be a very poor decision. So, and again, to conserve ammo, we're going for stomps. We're going to kill them. You also generally know when a zombie is dead when their head is decapitated from their body, or it just sort of disappears from their body, sort of like that, like what you just saw with the spitter. But yeah, again, I cannot say any more good things about this game. I mean, I could continue to say more good things, as I will be throughout the series of these videos, because again, there's no reticle bloom. You'll be able to aim very effectively, very precisely, apart from the reticle sway. But wherever the reticle goes, your bullet will go. Unlike, like I said before, Sebastian, and when you're aiming in The Evil Within, where the reticle will go one way and the bullet will go in the completely opposite direction. And it's sort of like you gotta sway with the bullet and guess where it's gonna go if you don't upgrade your aim, that is. But yeah, we're accessing the computers here. There's something on the ground here. I'm looking at the picture frame because I'm trying to see if there's any more you know, exposition or codes to get into the cabinet over there. But it turns out that cabinet code is on the picture to my right on the bulletin board. If you look at the one that has the couple here, I think I'm going for it right now. Maybe? No, we're going for the computer. So there's some exposition on the computer here, which is nice. You get to learn a little bit about what's going on. Jody will sometimes react to these emails too. So you'll get some dialogue from her. I'm not gonna prevent myself from talking during those parts because again, it's all subtitles. So there it is. There's the code 0210, and that's where it was, folks. So again, this game awards exploration. It awards observation skills. If you can see what's going on in the environment, you can go ahead and access what's going on in locked cabinets and get more weapons, get more ammunition. Again, exploration is highly rewarded, which is very nice in a game like this, especially a survival horror game. But yeah, and I apologize, folks, for the previous video where my audio got cut off as well at the very beginning. I'm using Openshot Video Editor, and it's not the best editor, but it is free, and it is nice to have access to. So, again, this is not my full-time job. I'm not doing this, you know, for income or anything like that. I'm a therapist, and I get my income through that job, you know, a therapist of mental health. So people come to me, they talk about their issues, they talk about what's going on emotionally in their lives, and I give them guidance and support. And I worked very hard for my licensure to do that job, and unfortunately, right now, I'm not feeling as passionate about it as I was initially, and I'm feeling quite burnt out. So I'm looking for the next step in my career. So we're looking for a more admin type role and not a patient-facing role at this point in my life. Because I've been doing this job for about 11 years now, to give you an idea. Ever since about 2014 when I first did my first internship, and that's a long time to do the same thing. And don't get me wrong, I've learned a lot. I've picked up a lot on my skills as a counselor, as a therapist, and I say counselor because I'm technically a licensed clinical professional counselor. So, you know, that gives me the ability to be billed by insurance. That gives me the ability to open up my own private practice should I choose to do that. But right now, I like working for a company. I like the benefits. I like getting the fixed salary, the fixed income, the paid time off, all that good stuff that comes with it. Insurance benefits as well. Because opening up your own private practice is a large risk. Sorry, I can't seem to speak today. And I'm not going to edit this out either. This is going to be all raw commentary. But yeah, it is a big risk because you don't know how many clientele you're going to get. You don't know how many people are going to be interested in seeking your services out. By the way, this is me trying to figure out how to read this pattern here. And it has to do with where the spaces are in the circles. So the spaces align with a clock. And wherever the opening is for that circle, so if you look there, that circle aligns with the 4 on a clock. So that would be one of the numbers for the keypad next to me. But I'm trying to figure out what the order is. So the order is going from the inside outward versus the outside inward. And initially I thought it was outside inward, and that was throwing me off. But yeah, this gives you access to the bedroom here. You can save. You can adjust your clothing. Oh, look, I just picked up some panties there. Fantastic. We can play around with those later and do a fashion show in Jody's apartment or in the middle of this laboratory office. Because why not? Why not do that during a zombie outbreak? You know, what better thing to do? So over there, what I'm depositing, that's the sewing kit for if your clothes get damaged, but that's also if you get damaged. And that was the zombie brain smasher that you just saw, that little blue cylinder at the bottom left. And I'm not going to be using that because, again, that's just that makes things a little too easy. You can use that for bosses. It does mega damage to them. It doesn't kill them instantly though, so there is a little bit of balance there. But it will kill every zombie in the vicinity of you if you're being attacked by a horde of zombies. But yeah, so our objective right now is to find a place to shower. And what better place to do that in is in the middle of this office, in the middle of this outbreak. And the idea behind that is that Jody technically got spit on by one of these spitters, and she needs to shower She needs to shower to be able to rinse herself off, even though we technically did not get hit by those spitters, and Jody is clean as can be right now, but she still needs to shower because it's part of the story and part of the exposition here. So yeah. Now this puzzle I could not figure out for the life of me. I could not see the pattern. I was trying to count the rows. I was trying to count the columns. I could not figure it out. You have to treat it like it's a bingo card. So 3 numbers on the very top, similar to how a keypad is laid out, and then you'll be able to get in and get the submachine gun, which is very useful. This is an amazing gun. It fires very fast, it staggers enemies, it's wonderful. I don't believe it has bullet penetration, unlike the revolver, unlike the pistol does. So don't rely on that. But yeah, I could not figure out that puzzle my very first playthrough on hardcore. I could not do it for the life of me, and I had to look up a guide for it. So full disclosure on that one, folks, I am an idiot. I could not figure it out. So there's that. But yeah, this game it just does things a lot better than Resident Evil has, especially with the remakes, especially with Resident Evil 4 remake, which I've played the demo for, and I did not like it. I did not like the way it feels. It felt. I did not like the way it played, so I refused to play it, because they went from such a masterpiece that is Resident Evil 4, stemming from the GameCube, stemming from the PS2 days, to such a terrible remake, and I didn't like it. And this game does everything well. If a zombie is running after you to grab you, you can shoot them, and they will react to the shot, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I want to see in a game. Now, I haven't tested out if a zombie or if a crawler is jumping at you and you can shoot them and they will stop, it'll stop them in their tracks. I haven't tested that, but there are some enemies that there are appropriate times to shoot them at. And one of the examples here is going to be when we fight our first Weeper. So I'm going to shut myself up for now, and you're going to watch this cutscene. So enjoy. First thing what I'm going to do here is this Weeper is going to get trapped in the geometry over here, so this is kind of a cheese way of fighting it. So I'm just kind of laying the lead into her face with a shotgun. Now here she comes. She's going to do a slash. She's going to do a little slap. And after that slap, after you dodge, that is the most opportune moment to do damage to her, because she will stagger when you shoot her. And that's what I meant from before, where if an enemy attacks you and then you attack them, they will stagger, and that's one of the best ways of fighting these Weepers. And another way to practice these Weepers is, of course, in the story mode. If you've got a save before this fight, you can practice them, you can get the timing down for the dodges. The other way you can practice is, there is a challenge mode called the Weeper Challenge, and I don't believe it's called the Weeper Challenge, but it is some sort of Weeper Challenge. I forgot what the exact title is. I'll probably tell you that in the next video. But you fight, at one point, 4 Weepers in one room altogether. And there is a way of kiting them, and, drawing their aggro more so towards your position, one at a time, so you don't have to fight all 4 at once, because that is quite crazy to do something like that, because again, you have to navigate Weepers screaming, because if they scream, they will automatically do damage to you, and that's a problem, and you don't want that to happen, because that will stun you, and Jody will do an animation where she's grasping her forehead, and she's, writhing in pain, and not only that, it does damage to her. So you can't move as the protagonist, you can't dodge your way out of that one. It's kind of bogus, in my opinion. So that's something that needs to be probably fixed up in later patches, or if the devs intended for that to happen. The other thing, though, too, is you have to be aggressive with them. You have to continue to fire at their heads, and use a shotgun, use your revolver, I mean, if you got a deagle for fighting a group of Weepers, that would be amazing, because that will do mega damage to them. And the other thing about that character too, about that enemy, is that if you tick naked zombies in the menu, they will be completely naked, my friends. They will be absolutely naked. Like, I'm talking full-on head-to-toe naked, nudity. So we couldn't have that for YouTube. That would be against YouTube policy for nudity. So I had to turn that off. But if you're playing on your own and you enjoy some zombie nudity, go ahead and check it on, or check it off. But yeah. So here's some more spitters in this area. Because now what we're trying to do here is we need to find a valve to shut off the fire that's above, and that will allow us to proceed on to the next area and find the shower that we're trying to find to rinse ourselves off from the spitter fight. So that's the aim now, and this part is going to be going up until that part, just before Jody takes a shower, which, you know, that's a great cliffhanger for everybody viewing. So you know, we have to have something to keep the viewers watching, right? Not just the no damage, not just the gameplay, but Jody taking a shower, right? There you go. That's me doing an execution on that zombie. Again, we took no damage during the grab, because if Jody has a knife on her, she's able to shake them off successfully. There is an achievement for getting grabbed by zombies 300 times. Again, you'll get that a lot by just playing the game naturally. And especially with Chapter 2 that got released, you know, which I'm very interested to see what that's like. My goal right now is to complete this commentary for this project, and I also apologize for the frame data that was at the top left of the screen. I did not know that Openshot would keep that on for my previous video, and before I knew it, I already rendered the video, so I didn't want to go back and re-render it. So I'm sorry for that, folks. I'll be sure to turn that off when I do render this video, but the reason for that is I'm doing this all in one project file. So again, it's about 4 hours, 45 minutes long in total, and what I'm doing is I'm selecting a range, and the way to do that on Openshot is you have to put the exact frame data down, and you have to take a certain range, you know, a certain number of frames from the project, and then you want to input the frames for the ending of the specific segment you want to do in that range. So it gets very very meticulous, very tedious to do that, and so you have to put a setting on to be able to find the frame data. And unfortunately, I thought that would be invisible to the viewers when you do render the video, but they kept it in. So I think that's just a mark of, you know, this is a free editing software that I downloaded, and it's just, you know, it's not the best, but it is free, so I'm not complaining, and I'm able to edit my videos successfully for the most part, and using Audacity to record my commentary. So in this segment here, so we're in the basement right now, and we're looking for, again, the valve wheel to be able to turn the gas off, to turn the fire off above us. And right now, what I'm doing is, yeah, I think I'm going up for another save right now. I can't remember exactly, but so here, this is where it stuttered for me randomly. Did you catch that in the video? Because that was very strange, and I was kind of like, what's going on here? Is my game gonna crash? What's happening? Are there zombies loading in? And I couldn't exactly figure it out, and I think it was just a random stutter on the game end. So now I'm depositing my clothes so that way they save in my wardrobe, because, you know, clothes are very important in this game, and outfits are very important. I'm not sure if I mentioned in my previous video, but you have to change Jody's outfit a total of 1,000 times, and we're talking just, you know, item clothing. She has boots, she's got earrings, she's got gloves at times. There are a whole slew of outfits in this game that you could customize Jody with. And I stuck around with this outfit for now. I'm enjoying it quite much. You know, it's very it's very appropriate for fighting zombies. I mean, I think it's, you know, very combat intensive. You know, the lingerie that she's wearing. But yeah, but of course, there's a ton of mods out there, and there was one that was recently, I think, published by a player, and you know, of course, there is one for the bunny outfit from the first Descendant, and I downloaded it. I downloaded the mod, and it looks really nice. You know, Jodie, I think, wears the bunny outfit better than Bunny herself in some ways. So yeah, so there's a ton of mods for outfits, and you know, it's very creative what players do. But yeah, you'll see here I went for that canister in the back left corner. That was me dodging a spitter attack. Again, if you're quick enough, you can fire at the spitter blob that's in the air coming towards you, and that will prevent you from taking damage if you want to take that risk. But it is very hard to do if you are close to them. If you're far away from them, you can do it much easier. So I'm, again, making sure all the zombies are dead. I'm head stomping them. I'm making sure that they're decapitated. And then we will press on. But yeah, that's me looking for anything. There is a golden skull later on in the game on one of those fans when we get to one of the final segments of the game. And that's why I was looking up there, just to be sure that there wasn't any above me just then. But yeah, it's very interesting. This game is just, I wonder where they're going to take it. You know, I wonder, again, I'm itching to try Chapter 2, and I think I might stream it. And stream my first playthrough of it, because I think that'll be really enjoyable. Because I was, as I said before in my previous video, I was pleasantly surprised by this game. Very pleasantly surprised. Because when you're having fun with a game, and you're so immersed in it, and you want to play it and keep playing it, I haven't had that feeling in a long time. And don't get me wrong, like, I look forward to games that I play with my friends online. You know, I've got Omni Griffin that I'm playing with, where we've got our crew of people that we're playing Grounded with. I've got, you know, Holy, me and him are playing Neo right now, and that's been a lot of fun. And we're trying to figure out a game that, another game that is multiplayer, that, you know, me, Holy, Glass, and Killer can all play together. Especially one that is cross-play. But yeah, of course, playing games with friends, you know, that's always a fun time, in my opinion. Even if it's, let's say it's not the best game, or it's not the, you know, the most intriguing game. But we generally play a lot of good games. Because Neo is a great game, but it is way more intensive, of course, than a game like this. Because they're totally different game types. I mean, Neo is all about the combat. It's all about, you know, the stamina management, the key pulsing, and all that wonderful stuff. And that was a learning curve for me. Let me tell you, that took a while to get used to. But now, as I'm playing it more, it's coming a bit more naturally to me now. And Neo 3 is coming out in February, which is insane. We've got a lot of game releases coming out in February, now that I realize. We've got Resident Evil Requiem coming out, which, funny enough, that's probably not going to play as good as this game, ironically, even though that is a AAA game made by Capcom. And, you know, I have full faith in this game that they will continue to deliver. And I did vote for this game for the Labor of Love award on Steam, because after playing this, you know, for a few hours, I was like, oh, this game feels amazing. Yeah, the devs deserve a vote, you know, for the indie game, because that's where I feel like modern gaming is going these days. It's unfortunate that AAA gaming is not delivering as much, and all they care about is the profit. They care about dishing something out quick enough, and then it's an incomplete game, or it's a very buggy game, and, you know, it's not anything that is well thought out or patched. But yeah, it is unfortunate. Here's another mine, and there's an enemy that will approach, and it's a spitter, and they'll be coming up in a second, and boom, you can tell from the screen shake that is them setting off the mine. And look at that! I don't know how they survived it and just ate that mine. Maybe that was a second spitter? I'm trying to remember, because on easy difficulty, there's just one spitter there, and maybe on extreme, there's multiple. But yeah, that is a blue crystal. That's another type of crystal that is embedded in some of these zombies, and again, that gives you the ability to sell it in the vending machines for money, and it allows you to pay for more ammunition and more for healing items and weapons. And also for outfits as well. But as I mentioned before, the outfits in this game are very expensive, and you're better off just farming and finding them naturally in the environment. But yeah, that's me saving the clothing that I picked up, and we are pressing on. There's the next save. And for some odd reason, this kind of looks rather pale. So I don't know if the game capture was fixing itself or what, but it oh, and there we go. Now it's pretty saturated again. But yeah, folks, if I do record a Chapter 2 challenge run or any future projects of this game, now I know to use display capture versus game capture. So I'm sorry that that this has been a problem. So you'll see me there. I'm using the geometry to protect me from the radius blast. If you are using the third-person cover trick, you will not take damage from exploding the mines. But the problem here is that I did not pick up the mine diffuser. And that is something you can pick up after getting the blue keycard earlier on. And I could have gotten it, and that would have made my life so much easier right now. And this is me. Look at this. Look at this wonderful challenge run. I completely forgot to pick up the valve in the other room, so now we have to run back and go get it. Clearly I haven't played this game enough, and I'm just forgetting to do things. But yeah. It's so much fun, though. I do love this game. It is a wonderful game. But yeah, there's the valve. Picking it up. And now we're going to use that and attach it to the other pipe, and that will turn off the fire above, and that will give us access to the shower area, I believe. But before we do that, I think we have to... There's one here that we turn off the fire for, and then there's another we have to turn the pressure on for the shower itself, but I think that comes later. But naturally, as you progress in the story, as you do some story-related progress, there will be a horde of enemies coming your way, and they will want to kill you. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'm waiting behind this corner with the shotgun and my 82 rounds in reserves, and I'm waiting for these zombies to come up from around the corner, and I'm going to shotgun them in the face. And a lot of them have some good stuff in them. They've got the red crystals embedded in them for selling things later. I'm going to have a lot of cash by the end of this run. I'm going to have to see how much I accrue, because again, I'm not going to be using the vending machine. You have plenty of ammo to pick up in the environment. You have plenty of things. And that's the other wonder of this game. They did an amazing job with the shotgun, because the shotgun actually looks and sounds wonderful. And it just looks amazing when you're blasting it in a zombie's face and all the blood and, you know, gore comes out. It's fantastic. It's so artistic. Because again, folks, this is a game. This is not real. This is unrealistic. This is for fun. You know, you do this to unwind at the end of the day. You know, blasting zombies in the face with a shotgun. That's what I love to do at the end of the workday. You know, especially being done with a long day of counseling at work. It's a great way to unwind. But yeah, you'll see me a lot of times walking because I'm just trying to make sure. Because in certain areas of the game, I do want to note that in certain areas, there will be random spawns of zombies. And they only do this in hardcore and above difficulties. In easy and I think normal, they don't do this at all. So that's something to be very aware of, that there will be random spawns of zombies in. And yeah, this is going for me. This is going for the save. Alright, folks. So now we're going to make our way towards this area that was previously inaccessible. And right now I'm just checking out the bathrooms because we want to look for any hidden collectibles or items. And once again, exploration is rewarded because we find some trusty pistol bullets in the one bathroom stall, you know. No better place for them than the bathroom stall. But yeah. Yeah, this game is great. And I did want to clarify, I've been calling the spitter enemies, they're actually called squirters, believe it or not. They're not spitters, they are squirters, even though they do spit out this vile substance in the air and and trying to douse Jody in it. Those are not the correct enemy type. The correct enemy type is called squirters. So I apologize for that error, folks. I'm a fake fan. So here's a perfect example of one right there. Me shooting one, going for the headshot. See, here's a perfect example where if this were Resident Evil 2 Remake or Resident Evil 3 Remake, there's no way in hell I'd be able to shoot somebody in the face from this far away. There's no way in hell I'd be able to kill somebody from this far away because you have to wait for the reticle bloom to stop, you have to wait for the damage numbers to be the most, and go for that critical effect. But none of that exists in this game. It's more so just for the certain amount of bullets that hit the dome, and then once they hit enough, once you do enough damage, the zombie will die, which is very nice. I do love the simplicity of that mechanic. But yeah. Again, we're just going through here, we're exploring all the rooms, we're looking for all the resources we can. And it's incredible, folks, because I took a gander recently at the extra modes, even at the training, the grounds, where you can do the target range, the target practice range in this game. And what they do is they add all the weapons. They provide all the weapons in the game at the very beginning. You get a deagle, you get a certain kind of machine gun, you get an assault rifle, and they do provide the accessories for those guns, which is not present in this chapter at all. You cannot customize your weapons at all, but apparently I think that's one of the biggest things they added in Chapter 2 is you can customize weapons. You can put on, you can put on a grip on one of your assault rifles. You can put on a attached, I believe, grenade launcher, if I'm not mistaken. They really updated a lot of things. They really added a lot of features, which makes this game very much more intriguing. So I'm looking forward again to playing Chapter 2. We're going to see if it's as enjoyable as Chapter 1. Because Chapter 1 I thoroughly enjoyed. This is what won my heart with this game. And again, here we go. Zombie stumble, inflicted stumble, and we go for the execution animation. But yeah, I don't believe we've ran into the maniacs yet, are what they call it, and that is actually the name, folks, is maniacs. Those are the type of zombies that are very quick and can run at you. They're similar to how fast the Left 4 Dead zombies are in that regard. There's a similar theme there. So yeah, that's me going for the head. If you aim the reticle right at the head when you stab your knife, that's the strong stab attack, by the way. That's what knocks them off their feet. And it's either a knock off the feet, or it's you stagger them, and then you're able to use the execution animation on them, which again is very nice. But yeah, we're going for all the squirters. Pardon my error before earlier on in the vid. They are called squirters, not spitters. We want to make sure that we take them all down, because we do have to climb up here pretty soon. We do have to climb up these crates to get to the next level of the office area, of this admin area. And look at that zombie. I think that zombie just came out of that room over there. And this zombie, I don't believe, is present in the lower difficulties. So yeah, me going for the stab. We interrupt what they're doing. That's the other thing, too, is most of the zombies, the traditional zombies in this game, you shoot them, they will stop whatever they're doing. They will typically stop attacking you, or you interrupt their attack with your shots, or whatever your attack is with melee. And that's what's wonderful about this game. Unlike RE4 Remake and RE3 Remake, which is kind of bullshit. But yeah, folks, if you're wondering why I'm so sour about RE3 Remake, I did... oh, and this zombie, see, look at this. This zombie scared the shit out of me because it came out of that cabinet. Which I believe is RNG. That zombie is not always there, and they're not always in these cabinets. Because at the end, sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, folks. I'll get back at RE3 Remake. But, that zombie is not always there. That is RNG. And I know this because when you're at the end of the game, so this is after the defense portion where you're waiting for the elevators to power up on the generators on the computer screen, and you're defending this area from being attacked by all these zombies and all the enemies in the game. And after that event, when you finish that event, there are no more zombies spawning in. You can effectively run throughout the entire area, which is something that I'm going to do in this run to polish up and get all the collectibles and collect all those guys for you. So that way it's easier to find. But anyway, folks, I have completed a challenge run, a no damage challenge run of RE3 Remake, and it was grueling. I don't know why I did it. That was towards the beginning of the pandemic. That was back in 2020, because if you remember, the RE3 Remake first released in March of 2020, and that was a very difficult time for a lot of people. And I don't know what it was. I was just feeling kind of dangerous lately, you know. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for this challenge run. I did it for RE2 Remake. I did a no damage. I did a no shop. I don't think I did upgrades or any special weapons where you can use the infinite rocket launcher or anything like that. I effectively went for a new game on an RE3 Remake, no shop, no upgrades, no purchases, anything like that. And I went for the highest rank as well. And to do that, you have to get under a certain time. You're limited on your saves. I believe you only get about maybe 5 saves, I think it is. Again, it's been years, folks, since I played that game. But it's all recorded on YouTube. I did a commentary run for it, and then I did a run. I uploaded a run that is not commentated, in case you're annoyed with my voice and you don't like me commentating these videos. And the reason primarily why I'm commentating on this video is because, well, there's a lot of downtime in this game. There's a lot of in-between, there's a lot of running around, and there were points where, I don't take the very straightforward path to get to the next area. So I want to be sure to entertain everybody to make sure, you have some entertainment while you're watching Jody and her sick zombie killing skills and her lingerie and yeah. So I wanted to just provide some entertainment for you all, and I hope you enjoy it, along with the great sights and the great views, of the character of the protag as we move forward. But yeah, this is going to be the floor where we're going to find the shower. And at first, you cannot take a shower because the water pressure is, spoiler alert, the water pressure needs to be turned on. So we'll get to that in a second, but right now I'm exploring every nook and cranny. We're looking for all the ammo in the game, and I believe this is a constant spawn for the zombies right now. This is not present on the lower difficulties. Anything lower than hardcore, you're not going to see a constant spawn of zombies there. So be wary of that, folks. And always remain alert, which is why you're going to see me in certain areas of this game. Me peering around corners, you're going to see me treading carefully. As any survival horror game you would do is tread carefully. Because sometimes, too, there's going to be mines in certain hallways that if you run in like a dingus and you run into the hallway and you trigger a mine, you're going to take damage. Or you'll straight up die. Because the mines take a ton of Jody's health and HP. And that right there is a classic nod to, any vent-crawling protagonist, especially with RE6, if you remember. That was one of the better campaigns of that terrible game where you played as Ada and in the leather pants and, she's crawling through the vents and that's the camera angle that you see. So I imagine that was a quick nod, or the devs just had that in mind and they, wanted to be goofy with the angles there. But yeah, look at these zombies. They're just camping outside the door there. They cannot get in, but I've had a squirter shoot their, I think, what the hell are they called? I believe they're venom chunks or something like that, which is funny. Yeah, they are venom chunks. That's the proper name too. So they're venom chunks. And so when they shoot the globules out, one perfectly came through that door to the safe house, to the safe room, and hit me right in the face, so I had to reload my save there. So that was quite funny. But yeah, there's a lot of good things in this game. There's a lot of magic, and I really hope they polish it up a little bit more. But as of right now, I mean, it's a very enjoyable game, and I highly recommend it for people who can get their hands on it. As of right now, it's $30 on Steam, and I believe it's Steam exclusive. You can't get it anywhere else. And again, it's an early access. They're planning on completing this game in about 2 years total. This was first released in October of 2024, and I didn't hear about it back then. Again, I discovered it by watching Bakba Soup and his wonderful stream of Chapter 2, which Chapter 2 first released in October of this year. So I think they're probably gonna, if they go at the same pace, maybe they'll add additional modes as they move forward. Maybe they'll add more achievements. And again, I'm hoping what they do, because one of the most upsetting things was when I completed Extreme, there's no rewards for completing higher difficulties. And they really should add in difficulty rewards. You know, maybe you get like a sick outfit for, maybe you get the sexiest outfit for Jodie, or maybe you get this sick Jill-inspired battle suit that you can wear. And that would be amazing, unless somebody made a mod for it already, which I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Jill's battle suit in RE5. That would be pretty sick. I imagine somebody will make a mod. Because if you think about it, somebody made a mod for it. That's usually how it works. But yeah, folks. This video is going to be one of the longer ones. I'm going to keep the part up until, like I said before, Jodie does take the shower. Because that will be the beginning of the stealth portion. First, you have to run away from what's called the Devourer enemy. And that's a big boy. That's like a tank enemy that runs after you and breaks through walls and can insta-kill Jodie. Which is probably one of the only risks of playing Chapter 1 if you're going for the achievement for no loads. No loading the game. That's probably one of the most dangerous portions of the game that you can die at, insta-kill at. This is me going through all the lockers, looting everything. You pick up a key card there. That's very important, because what you do is you're going to discover that the shower doesn't have any water pressure. So once again, we're cock-blocked by the shower. Jodie is cock-blocked, and she can't take a shower in front of the viewers. So now we're going to be heading towards the door over there, that far door. And in that door is going to be more zombie spawns, and there's going to be a lovely Weeper enemy. And the Weeper enemy, as we were first introduced, I believe it was earlier on. Actually, you know what? I think I'm wrong. You know, oh, by the way, this right here, this is a key card here that I'm supposed to use the key card for it, but the door just opened automatically, which I was very confused about. But yeah, see, look at this. My memory was wrong, and even in the game, even in this recorded gameplay, I remember now that this was this was wrong. That's an orange key card, not a red key card, Sesk. Come on, what are you doing now? So this is me looking for everything over here. I'm looking for some more goodies there behind the door, but there's no tokens, no skulls, no golden skulls to shoot. Because, again, if you get all the collectibles, if you get all the golden skulls, you get items, clothing items for Jodie. But you don't get anything for completing difficulty, and I really think they should add that in future patches. So if the devs come across this challenge run and they find it, which they probably won't because my channel is dead, and you know, nobody cares, and the algorithm does not work in my favor right now because I am not famous. The devs will not care about my vid or my commentary. Hopefully they will, though, and hopefully one of you guys that knows them, whoever stumbles across this vid, will be able to tell them. Sesk said that he recommends that you get difficulty rewards and more outfits for completing the game on the higher difficulties. So yeah, hopefully that message just comes across, because I'm definitely not the only one with that feedback in that commentary. So, but yeah, folks, we are heading down now. We are going for the next area to turn on the water pressure. But first, before we do that, we have to go back and pick up the valve. And I think I'm forgetting it right now, or I picked it up after I turned it the first time, which would be very nice. I believe that's what I did. And if you're wondering why I can't remember, it's because I'm not doing this commentary in one sitting. But yeah, fun fact though, if you go and turn the valve before you come in this room, you can activate the spawn and stay in this room, and in fact, it might even be safer than going into the room down there that's currently red, and now we just switched it on to unlock it. because there's a whole horde of those maniacs that come in. And that can be a difficult spawn to navigate. But again, what's nice about this game is that you can aim. You can aim at the zombies' heads. You can actually do some damage. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. But, yeah. So there's a water pump unit. We're turning it on. And all we have to do is open the water supply valve. And that's the last thing we have to do to take a shower. But it's definitely not the last thing. As there's always obstacles, there's always unplanned obstacles in a survival horror game, as I can't speak English. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss a nade at the suspicious cracked floor down there, and that's going to open up the way out of this room, because that door locks if behind you once you enter. And down there's a ton of the crawler enemies, and what we're going to do too is we're going to throw another mine down there, and it's going to obliterate the majority of the enemies down there in that room. So this is me running away because I'm worried about the blast radius of that. And we're going to see what happens. And that kills effectively most of them, folks, so do not worry about that. And that's just me making sure that they're dead, because again, the enemies in this game take a lot of damage, but nowhere near as much damage as the zombies in RE3 remake on. Gosh, what was that? Now I can't even. Oh, Inferno. That's what it was called. The highest difficulty was called Inferno, and that's what my challenge run was on. And then after doing that challenge run, to cleanse myself, I did a challenge run on RE4. And this is the original RE4 on, not the original, not the GameCube one, but the one that was ported over to PS4 in 60 frames per second. I did a challenge run where I did no upgrades, no shop. I did a little on-site procurement difficulty run of that on professional, no damage, and that was very fun, folks. So I didn't upgrade any of my weapons. I didn't upgrade the handgun. I didn't upgrade the shotgun. And all I did was I could only allow myself to pick up the weapons that I came across in the game. So I couldn't buy anything from the merchant. I couldn't hear him at all, which was a shame because, you know, who doesn't love the merchant? I mean, the merchant is the staple of RE4. What are you buying? What are you selling? Yeah, thank you. And that's my impression of him. That wasn't too good. There's better ones out there, but, you know, I try. But yeah, here's me stamping the crawlers' heads. There's a nice, wonderful pair of heels we got for Jody for later on to add to the set. And now, this is where the maniacs will come in. There's going to be a few standard zombies coming towards you right now. So we're going to try to choke point them through this doorway. And look at that. Wow. So I clearly stabbed him. That was one of the faults of this game. But luckily, again, you do not take damage if you have a knife on you. And that's what happened with the zombie grab. And luckily, I didn't take any damage, so we're good. But yeah, again, I really think, so if I was next to that door just then, that door would have took damage on me. Inflicted damage on me. And yeah, that zombie is not alive, so I switched to my knife, but then there's another zombie there. And I try to hit him in the face, but I fail miserably. And luckily, again, we get the get out of jail free card, and I stab him in the face and don't take damage. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the head stomps, because that guy clearly is still alive. And then once you see a little ammo pack pop out of his body, then you know that he's dead. And that's not going to happen for all the zombies in the game. This happens probably midway through the chapter where we are right now, or maybe a little further, maybe about a quarter in or so. And eventually they start to drop ammo, because the game is balanced like that. Even on the highest difficulty, even on extreme, which is what I'm playing right now, it's nice. And then you start to pick up cash. So Jody is getting a bonus for killing all these zombies, which is very nice. So she's got a cash bonus, getting some of that cash money. She's going to make it rain later. And now we're waiting for this zombie to come in. There's the stagger. If I ran up to him fast enough, I would have... Oh, there we go. We go for the execution animation. And look at that. He gave us some pills that we're not going to use because this is a no damage run. God damn you, zombie, for giving me pills. How dare you. We need ammo, we need weapons, we need grenades, we need everything to inflict damage. Atrocious. Alright, so now I'm checking to see if the Maniac spawn will happen, and I don't think it is, for whatever reason. Which is very strange for this game. But then again, this game can be strange at times. So here's another traditional zombie. And this is me pulling out the submachine gun and looking at how freaking amazing it is, because again, this is my second playthrough of the game. And the first playthrough was on hardcore, and I did not open the doors to the submachine gun or the shotgun, and I was very upset at the time because those guns are amazing. But yeah, we're playing it. Oh, look at that! See, look! Did you see them all phase in? I was like, I know there's a Maniac spawn here. So these are the new. This is a new enemy type of the game. These are called the Maniacs. They can leap, they can jump, but you can totally anti-air them with any gun if you shoot them once in the air, and that's very nice. So they're cream puff enemies, but they're very fast. So again, it's balanced. Yeah, that was so strange, wasn't that? The door was open, they were not there, and then all of a sudden they spawned in, and that made me shit my pants right there. I remember that right there. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, yeah, I am having a lot of fun with this game, folks, and I really hope Chapter 2 lives up to the expectation, which it is not, unfortunately, according to all the feedback on Steam, but I'm trying to experience it for myself. We're going to see what happens. And I think I've decided I'm going to, I will stream it, live stream it eventually, my first playthrough of that. Because I want to see how it is. I want the viewers to see what's going on. I want my friends to check out the game and be able to enjoy its assets a little bit more. So yeah. I crack myself up sometimes, folks. Pun intended, crack myself up. Lol. Alright, so yeah, I did forget the valve here. As soon as you turn this, you can pick it up again. And because what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that room we were just in. There's a random zombie spawn right there. You see that? There's another one behind me too, but because I was in the animation of the execution, he couldn't damage me. I got some iframes there, which is really nice. But yeah, do you see? This is one of the difficulty, major differences in difficulty right there, is that these zombies will come out of anywhere, but luckily you can hear them, and they're not silent like frickin' Walking Dead and somebody getting bit from behind. It's not like that at all. So that's me saving the cloves, as you're going to see throughout this whole challenge run. I go for the save, and then now we're going to go for the water supply valve, because now we have the valve to turn on the pump. And what's, this is another flaw to the game, I think. When you save, it should save what weapons you can swap from. I've noticed that when loading in, and you have to remap the weapons you swap from. This is me not being able to do the execution animation on the stairs, by the way, because of me being tilted and at a weird angle. But when I pushed the zombie back up with another strong attack from the knife, I was able to get the execution animation there. Again, probably something that they can fix later on, but we're going to see. We're going to see what happens when the game is no longer in early access. But yeah, we're heading back to the pump room, and this is going to be a big fight coming up, folks. This is going to be a very big fight, so we're going to swap to our submachine gun, and we are going to swap to our shotgun, because we cannot mess around over here. Alright, so now the shower can be used, but we have to get there first, ladies and gentlemen. And that is half the battle. So right now there's going to be a mixture of maniacs, there's going to be a mixture of squirters. Gosh, they did that on purpose, the devs, calling these enemies squirters, I swear. There's going to be a mixture of maniacs, squirters, and a few traditional zombies that come in. The whole horde of them are going to come in. But again, what's nice about the squirters is you need to aim for the head. On all these zombies, aim for the head. That maximizes the damage input that you inflict. The DPS, the damage per second that you inflict. Because that is their critical point, that's their weak point. And look at that zombie up there. See, I just totally anti-aired her. I didn't get her head, though. I just got her legs, and that's her bouncing up because I think she's still alive. Or that could be just the frames derping all the enemies, which is always entertaining to see. Because again, folks, I'm playing on 240 frames. I'm matching the refresh rate of my monitor, which is 240 hertz. There's another anti-air. That was great. That was wonderful. That zombie had nothing. It had nothing on me. I've played Street Fighter V for like 2 weeks. I can take these anti-airs any day of the week. I say that as a joke because if anybody's watching this from that Street Fighter weekly session that Khan would always hold, they'll be laughing right now because they know I didn't attend that session very often. Again, fighting games, that's another thing. Fighting games are one of the most challenging games, folks, but you need to put in the time, and it requires a buttload of time to be able to get better at those. And that's just not something I wanted to do as much. I appreciated the fighting game. I appreciated Street Fighter V and all other fighting games especially because they require a shit ton of skill and a shit ton of patience. And I do have a video of me reaching Gold League on Street Fighter V. But again, Gold League comparatively is like the bronze to the rest of the leagues because, I mean, a lot of, if you're, and I don't want to belittle people's accomplishments, right? Like, I don't want to belittle somebody who has just reached silver for the first time after so long and having tried so much. But you reach gold effectively, and that's pretty much, you know, the basics. That's you learning the game, that's you learning how to anti-air, that's you learning how to punish, that's you reading moves and learning the characters and knowing what can punish what, where the frame advantage is, and all that good stuff. Which I'm kind of grateful for, because that's the highest achievement for the ranks. So, if I wanted to go back to that game, though, which I might go back to and get the fight money, because you have to go for 1 million fight money on Steam and on all the achievement lists. I've gotten the Platinum on PS4, but I haven't touched it since, so I haven't touched it since on Steam, that is. Because it is a lot of fun playing that game, I just haven't had any desire to, haven't had any motivation to, because now I'm playing, you know, waifu zombie killer games these days. But yeah, this game really was a pleasant surprise. I do have to say. I know I'm going to say that in every single movie of this series, but it is so much fun. But yeah, we are nearing the next part of where we have to go. Essentially, we're going to the shower next. That is where we're heading off to, folks. And what I'm trying to figure out here is the best mode to get there. This is another random zombie spawn, an endless spawn. And they're going to keep coming until you get to the shower. Because then that's going to be the next story trigger. Where we meet the Devourer for the first time. And look at me, I see another zombie coming in. And I really think it's better to kill them. Because if you can kill them with the knife, you're not wasting any ammo. And that was interesting too, because I believe that ammo was for the assault rifle that we pick up later on. And we get the assault rifle from one of the stealth portions of the game. Where on extreme difficulty, they changed this up as well. This is another difficulty changer. And I'll talk about this once we get to that part, but you don't get the bow and arrow to take down the soldiers in the stealth portion of the game. You have to solid snake your way through all the soldiers and make sure you're not seen. And then once you get the bow and arrow, then you can the bow in general, you can go back and take down all the soldiers. But that's one of the biggest differences, and It just requires a lot of patience to do that. It requires a lot of memorizing the patterns and what aggroes the enemies, what doesn't. So when we come up here, there's this mysterious explosion, and it's going to knock over one of these, one of the boxes that we used, one of the cabinets that we used to climb up to the level where the shower is. And that's going to force us to take the staircase and take a different route. And what that does is it leads us to... This is where I thought we were going originally, but that's towards the end of the game. From before, where we found that locked orange keycard door. There's a weeper in that orange keycard door, but right now we're going to encounter yet another weeper on our way to the shower. That is a forced weeper encounter. The first weeper encounter, though, that you saw was completely optional, and you don't have to do, but I wanted to go through all the rooms, I wanted to kill everything, I wanted to collect as much items as I could and look for the clothing item spawns, because, I mean, this game is a lot of fun, as you know. It feels good, it's very fun to play, and, I mean, it's the mark of a good game. And indie devs, they know what to do these days. They're not suffering from this corporate banter. They're not suffering from corporate, pressures and doing things just for money. They're doing it for the passion as well. I mean, yes, they want to do things for money, but... Okay, so here, that is the Weeper's attack. If you dodge that successfully and start shooting her in the face, you will inflict maximum damage. And I highly recommend being as aggressive as possible, because otherwise she's gonna take a minute and scream, and there's nothing you can do about that scream apart from damaging her as much as possible. So as soon as I kill her, more zombies spawn in on me. This was me really panicking, because I'm like, fuck off zombies, I just killed this Weeper, I don't want to kill her again. And now I'm annihilating them. And luckily I had knives on me. Always keep knives on you, folks, while you're running through, because then Jody will automatically defend herself when she gets grabbed. There's a cheeky little Z badge right there on the table to pick up. And there's going to be another spawn coming up of the maniacs that will rush you, that will bum rush you. In here, there's a shit ton of ammo for the submachine gun. There's a lot of healing items. There's grenades. There's all you can ask for. There's shotgun shells. Definitely go in here and pick up all this ammo. That, I believe, is pistol ammo that I just picked up. Sorry, on the preview window that I'm watching right now during the commentary, it is quite small, so it's kind of hard to see the little ammo icons on the screen. So if I get that wrong, I apologize, folks. But yeah, we are nearing the last 10 minutes of the video of this part before we get to the shower. And you get to see Jody shower in the beginning of the next scene. Also, that was lucky right there. Did you see that? There was a mine in the middle of the room, and if I was any closer to that mine, I probably would have taken damage. And there's a squirter in the... This is a hectic spawn right now, because, folks, I did not save yet after that Weeper fight. So this is me getting the fuck out of Dodge. I'm dodging all the way out of here. My stamina is depleting very fast because, again, your stamina goes down very fast in this game, in the highest difficulty. So this is me. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to the save. I'm closing the door, and I'm saving the game. Because I don't want to get fucking bum rushed. But yeah, don't get me wrong, folks. These zombies will not despawn if you save. They are still outside of that door, so as soon as I open that door, they're going to bum rush me. Watch what happens. There they are. There's a maniac. There's another maniac. Boom, boom, boom. Another crawler. That crawler got me and jumped on me, but no damage taken, because, again, we have a knife on us, luckily. And we get a little bit of iframes as we're getting up out of that animation from the squirter. Otherwise, that squirter would have damaged us. And now this is me just going to town, using the submachine gun. I'm like, I'm not dicking around. I got my save in. Now all of you are going down. But yeah, this is just... It's just a fun game. I know I keep saying that, folks, but this game is just pure fun. Like, it makes me smile. Like, look at that. The zombie staring like that, it makes me smile. Like, it's a game that makes you smile, it makes you grin, and it's just like, this is what games are supposed to be. They're not supposed to make you feel infuriated. They're not supposed to make you feel like you're bashing your head at a concrete wall trying to prevail, all because of shit game mechanics or shit decisions that these AAA devs, decide to do for their games. This game was clearly made with love and respect to how an RE2 and RE3 remake should have panned out. Because think about it, if these devs went in and redid RE2 remake and they just swapped the protagonist here with Leon and made you go through the Raccoon City police station, it'd be so much freaking fun. Like, I would love it. Be freaking amazing. Alright, this is me waiting to see if there's any more spawns in. I'm just swapping between my weapons, as you can see. And of course, as Jody swaps the weapons, there's the ass jiggle that is so unrealistic, but whatever. And I think that was a random zombie spawn right then. And there's another, I believe. So now it's the time to not waste ammo. And I believe I'm going to drop another save here. Or I might run closer to the shower and save. And that's where I think I'm going to stop this video for YouTube. But yeah, I think I'm just making sure that all those zombies are dead. I'm picking up all the items that they dropped, all the red crystals. If there's any blue crystals, we go for those. Because again, we can sell that for money. And I'm just picking up all the shit. Because it's fun. Yep, and there's that guy. And I believe he's dead now. But yeah, I'm waiting for them. Because if they make a noise, they're alive. And now he's getting up, and I go for the execution. But yeah, we are getting pretty close to the end of the video here, folks. This is me just being very cautious. So here, I was going for the strong attack just then. But I just decided, fuck it, he's going to grab me. And there's a third one, too. My gosh. Yeah, they're just coming now. They are just endless spawning right now. So I would not do what I'm doing right now, and instead I would just go for the shower room. Or at least get closer to the shower room, because this is not worth it, folks. You should not waste your ammo or waste your energy going for all these guys. But I'm having fun, so. See, look, that attack is very dangerous. What that zombie just did, he did a little slap with his hand trying to grab Jody, and that inflicts damage. And that's another attack that the zombie just did then too, where he takes both hands and he drops them down and he smacks downward. That inflicts damage as well. Yeah, this is me being like, fuck this. I'm gonna save one more time, and then I think I'm gonna go for the shower room. So, all right, but that zombie is not gonna despawn, or he might because he's a random spawn. So, but yeah, he look. See that? He's right outside the door. Look at that. And if I didn't dodge just then, he would have smacked me. He would have smacked my face. So yeah, this is the point where I'm like, Susk, you gotta freaking go. You gotta go to the shower room, man. So now we're going up. And you can get there through this area. I ran back here. Look at that. He did the smackdown on me, as I like to call it. Takes both arms and smacks downwards on Jody. And now I believe, yeah, you can go through this room. I should have went through that room because that room is a little bit shorter of a way to get there. But instead I go through this main room here. And I'm looking for everything. I'm looking for skulls. I don't believe there's anything in this room. But yeah, and here we are. So this is where the shower is. There is a mine in that hallway over there to my left, but I'm going to ignore it. And over here is going to be a Z badge and a random spawn of a zombie here as well that we do an execution move on. And now I'm just making sure that he's dead, and he's clearly dead because he dropped me some he dropped me $77. How kind of that zombie for his death. How very kind to give me money. I should name this the Dark Side Phil Run. Give me money. Give me your money so I can pay for my cell phone bill. because I'm hoarding the money. Only the fill run would be spending all the money on everything as soon as the zombies give them the money. So yeah, this is me checking my items and looking for everything. So you drop down here. You do not take damage from that drop, as I said. If it's a one-story drop like that, that is totally fine. If I were to drop down in the center of the room, though, Jody would take damage. So again, the threshold for taking damage during a fall is very forgiving. Again, folks. So now this is me. We got to the shower, and now I'm gonna drop a quick save, because this next part is very tricky and it leads to a lot of insta-deaths. So we're going to head to this bed and save, folks, and I will see you all in the next video. So thank you so much again for tuning in and watching this if you are. And I hope you continue to enjoy this challenge run and the series to come. Have a good one and take it easy.